Seeing some very different assessments of Japan's unfolding nuclear crisis from Japanese and U.S. officials, with Americans seeing a much more severe situation. CNN's Anderson Cooper is in Tokyo, keeping them honest for us. Anderson, what do you have when you compare what have been two pretty different assessments of what's going on at those nuclear facilities?
Yeah, very different assessments. A very blunt assessment from the United States. We've been hearing saying not only that this problem will take weeks, if not months, to actually resolve, but what the U.S. said, what's critical yesterday that the U.S. said was that spent fuel rods in the pool in reactor number 4, they said there was little to no water, and therefore those spent fuel rods have been completely exposed, spewing radiation up into the air. If that is in fact the case, which U.S. officials say it is, that they believe it is, based not only on the information they're getting from Japanese authorities, but also from data that they themselves have collected. And remember now, you have U-2 spy planes going overhead. You have special aircraft that can monitor radiation flying overhead as well. That would be an extremely dangerous situation. Japanese officials, however, have said they cannot confirm whether or not or how much water there may be in those pools in reactor number 4. The Japanese officials have been focused in the last 12, 18 hours very carefully and very systematically on the spent fuel pools for reactor number 3. We saw those helicopter drops yesterday. 4 helicopter drops attempted dropping water onto reactor number 3 into the pools. Only one of them was apparently successful. Those high winds, which are thankfully blowing whatever radiation is released off into to the ocean, also makes it difficult to drop water from a helicopter. You also have high levels of radiation, even 100 feet above the plants that have been measured. So helicopter pilots are pulling back, not getting too close to the plant. So now they brought in water cannons last night here in order to try to douse it from the ground. The police forces tried to use water cannons, which are usually used, in riot control, to douse water from the ground. They had 8 water cannon trucks. They tried to get within 50 yards of reactor number 3 of the pools there. They had to pull back because of high radiation levels. The military came in they have 5 specially designed water trucks. They were able to spray water for about an hour. We're told they brought in more trucks this morning, but it's not clear if they've resumed those operations to try to cool down the spent fuel rods in reactor number 3. And also in reactor number 3, Candy, you got to remember they announced yesterday that they are losing pressure and they think there may be some sort of eruption in reactor number 3. All of it very worrying. And the other important statement from the U.S. was they say they're not getting enough information from Japanese authorities. That's something which, for the U.S. to come out and say that, obviously, that Japanese officials deny that. They say they're trying to give out as much information as possible. But you definitely have conflicting stories here on the ground, Candy.
Anderson Cooper, seems like it's going to take a while to shake out and see who knows what's actually going on. We appreciate your time from Tokyo tonight. Thanks.